Hello and welcome everybody to the Winter Tag Tournament of 2018 version 2. I'm your host Evolution. I'm joined today by Murder Mastodon, my co-host of this season's tournament, and our last tournament winner, Bregan 123. Say hello everyone.
Yo,
Hello.
We have a few things to go over today. Not a lot. We're going to try and make this brief, but let's just start it right off the rip. The first thing we're going to go over is the rules of this tournament. I have them posted up to Bregan. I don't know if he has them posted on.
I got him up.
Awesome. So let's just start off with rule number one. Bregan, you can go ahead and take that.
Sure. So it looks like with the intent of this tournament, it's worth noting it was designed by Evolution and Murder. I didn't have a whole lot to do with it other than just a little bit of advice here and there. And I like the direction that they went with here. It's kind of the intent is to mix things up. So previous tournament winners like myself and PDDCM or Xanxus and Zexus, or also Reborn, Guinan, and Murder Mastodon can't be on the same team. So that means not just the previous partnerships, but I can't play with Xanxus, Zexus, Guinan, Murder, any of those guys. And same goes for everybody. So it kind of mixes things up. Some of those mid-table teams that kept, with those fifth and fourth place finishes now might have a better shot at taking the whole thing if they come in with some of that existing synergy. And a lot of those top players that had dominated the top three positions of the tournament for the past couple tournaments are now also going to be interspersed among other players, so they can't just play with each other anymore. So I think it's actually been really good. We're seeing a lot of diversity in the signups, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for sure. Murder?
yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what new teams are able to work and which ones aren't, and also which teams that have been around already. We'll see if they're willing to step up. Like Choices and Kamikaze. They're playing together this tournament. They haven't been on in a while, but maybe once the tournament starts, they'll get that practice and they'll definitely make top, and it'll be cool to see them take center stage.
Yep, awesome. So let's go into rule number two. I'll take this one for the Swiss rounds. So we're kind of at a standstill with the Swiss rounds right now. It's all dependent on how many teams we have. We'd like to do a Swiss round, but we do have a backup plan. We're going to do double elimination if we don't meet enough teams, which is fine. But, assuming that we'll have enough, the Swiss rounds will be 4 rounds with a point system. We did the point system to kind of make it fair going into the elimination bracket. Basically, every map win you have, so if you start on Palace and you win Palace, you win a point. And move into Highway, if you lose Highway, you lose a point. The idea is to collect as many points as you can, leaving the Swiss rounds and moving into bracket. Top 8 teams are gonna, advance. Really, tried to keep it short and simple, and that's what we're hoping for. Any comments?
I
Yeah,
think
this
Swiss is always popular. It was, the end of the Swiss rounds, that final matchup where the top two teams tend to face off in round 4 has always statistically been one of our most popular rounds and brings a lot of the excitement. So I think it'll be fun to have Swiss back if we're able to do it. But the double elimination's always, a tried and true tournament method as well if we need it.
Murder, go ahead and take number 3.
Number 3, the single elimination bracket. So after the Swiss rounds are concluded, the top 8 highest scores will go into the single elimination bracket, where once you lose, your team is eliminated from the tournament. Like I said, this is like Evo said. This is only if we get enough players to get into the single elimination bracket. Pretty simple there.
Right. And I think that it's worth noting that we are not going to do like previous Swiss into bracket style where Team 1 plays Team 8. Murder and I collectively discussed it and decided that we didn't like that. So we're doing the very first round of brackets are going to be a live drawn random. It's basically a random draw live.
Yeah, same thing with the first of Swiss round as well, in case there's any confusion.
Bregan, go ahead and take 4 and 5.
So we'll be continuing with the best of 5 model, which I think is good. They also decided that they wanted to do loser picks on the map selection, so there's not going to be ban. It's also not going to be pick direction like we've done before. The first round starts on Palace, and then the loser picks each subsequent match. So say if I was playing against Evo, we start on Palace, and of course he loses because Evo sucks. And so he
This is
picks
true. This is true.
Panorama, and then he loses again because he still sucks. And then he picks Refinery, where he actually wins a match. And then I would pick the following map, and because I hate all the other maps, I would just go with City, for example. So that's just an idea of how it would go. But whoever loses the previous game picks the next map until a team has 3 wins. So best of 5.
Keynote there, every round will begin on Palace, so always have your Palace arsenals ready. And be ready for vibration from loser Bregan.
Key word to note there is that everyone has to play me on Palace, and I got a 100% win rate on Palace in the last tournament. Suck it.
We did that for you.
Alright, lag out rule. This was kind of my baby. I've worked my butt off on making sure that it made sense. But so basically we're going to do an honor system, I guess. You know, if you lag out first time, do a lag out test. Any issues, reset everything. Router, modem, Xbox, PC, whatever you gotta do, just try and fix it. I think our community is pretty honest for the most part, you know, excluding Bregan123 over here with his draws. But I think we're pretty honest, so I don't think we're having an issue. But if a lag out does happen, we recommend the opposing team who did not have the lag out to return to lobby. If you choose not to return to lobby and you lose 2v1, like what happened with Esper versus, who was it?
I don't think we really need to put people on blast.
Anyways, long story short, I had a personal experience where I lagged out and my partner at the time, Esper, beat the opponents 2 versus 1, and it counted as a win for us because they did not return to lobby. Don't use the excuse you weren't trying, you were just messing around. Return to lobby. It's really simple. You know, when that lag out occurs, the player that lagged out, this is where the honor system comes in. Do a full reset of everything. That match will be counted as a draw. You'll move on to the next map. The person who chose the previous map, okay, so say it's Palace that it happened and no one chose the map. Then we're going to give the next map pick to the team that did not have the lag out. You only get that one draw per series. So if your series against Bregan and GoTrix and you use your lag out rule, you will not be able to use that again against them. Any lag outs that occur after that draw is used will count as a loss. So we strongly urge you to use that draw to reset everything you have in your house. Turn off all excess Wi-Fi stuff, whatever. If there is excessive lag, this is a big one, guys. You will have, I don't want to use the word moderators, you'll have people that are overseeing each match to help you know, coach things along in a relatively easy way. If there is severe lag but nobody is lagging out, it is just causing dampened gameplay, record it. Record it, send it to whoever it is, whoever your guy overseeing your matches, and let them decide what to do as far as rescheduling goes. We're not going to hold that against people as far as, okay, you automatically lose. We're trying to keep this fun and fair for everybody. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's super simple. Honor system, you get a freebie. We're just hoping that people don't utilize this to their advantage and try and take advantage of the system.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's pretty simple, though. It is a lot to cover, but you just have to make sure we covered all the bases, but it is pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, we want this one to be fun, guys. So we decided we were going to be harsh on it at first, and me and Murder collectively decided to just take it easy on folk. Stuff happens. We have kids, both of us. We both experienced the, oops, I turned off your Xbox, Daddy. So.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun times.
Bregan, you got anything to add to that?
No. No,
Awesome.
I think it's a decent set of rules. Hopefully it's just not too complicated for everybody. If you're not certain, just ask either Evolution or Fred here Murder Mastodon, and they'll be able to explain it to you. So even mid-match or something like that, if we're available or if one of them are available, you can message them, and I'm sure they'd be willing to shed some light on the situation.
Absolutely. And Margaret and I are going to try and be as hands-on as possible with these matches. That way, when matches are going on, if there's an issue, you can come to either of us, or we'll have appointed people as well. We plan to have 2 other people help us out with this tournament. So we'll make sure that everyone is available for each time zone. Murder, 7 and 8. You want to take that, brother?
Yeah, the first one is number 7 is the environmental rules. Last tournament there was a restriction on where environmentals could be placed. This round, just to once again kind of mix things up, we're not having any limitations to environmental. So hang them if you want to. So everyone just be prepared for that. It's gonna happen.
That's a shout out to you, Nathan O and Wolfo. Come on in, play with us.
So once again, try to get the people who didn't feel like playing last time, or the people who were unhappy with that rule last time, to feel included. And that one was a tough decision because me and Evo were not really for that at first, but it's not about what we want all the time. So
that's right. I was absolutely all for the same rule as last time, but like Murder said, it ain't about what I want.
Yeah. Time frame for matches: you have 8 days to finish your match. All teams are granted a one-time 48-hour extension if there's circumstances outside your control. If there's any issues, just contact one of the moderators of this tournament, and we can oversee as needed. We're trying to keep the tourney short, so we're not going to be handing out extensions just because you can't find a time to play during your 8 days. There has to be something happening, if that makes sense. Yeah, if your wife's having a baby on your day of the match, then yeah, we're probably going to give you an extension.
We're being pretty lax with the lag out rule, but we are definitely cracking down on the extensions. There's not going to be any 2-3 week extensions, guys.
That's just so we can keep the tournament short. It's not to really be hard on anyone. It's just in the interest of trying to keep this a short one, so we can move on to other things.
Bregan, anything you'd like to add
on the environmentals or the time frame?
No, I guess I'll just cover the last one. We do encourage anybody that can to record their matches. At the very least, it's always fun to have the footage, and if you get it sent to me, I'll at least try and solo cast it at some point whenever I have time. I'm not going to be taking full responsibility for the tournament in all casts like before, but if you record it and you get it sent to me, I can't promise it'll be the same day or the next day, but I will try to make sure that you do at least get a commentary over your match at some point.
We're going to be posting all recorded matches, but Murder and I are likely not going to be attempting to cast them, which is why Bregan said that, if you send it to him, if you want it casted, he will cast it. I'm sure I'll happily jump in on him, but I don't have the skills that Bregan does or really the patience to cast every match. It's just not my forte.
Yeah, I'll definitely, if people are really wanting to get, for instance, the finals, obviously we're going to have those casted and stuff like that, but it's not something we plan on every match. But if you really want yours casted, we just notified you what to do, so.
Yeah, definitely key matches we will be. Final 2 rounds or last round of Swiss, each player will have their match casted for sure. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, those will likely be casted, but we're trying to, like we've been repeating, we're beating this horse. We're trying to keep this tournament moving along at a good pace. What's our next topic?
Take a look at the teams that signed up.
All right, teams. This is definitely one I'm stoked about.
Give me 1 second to find the list.
I've got them right now. I'll go ahead and send them to you guys if you'd like.
I got it pulled up.
Awesome.
That's faster than me. I don't have it up yet.
So as of right now, we have 5, 6, 7, 9 teams. We had 1 team drop. We would have 10, but we had 1 team drop so far. As of right now, we have SC War Machine and Murder Mastodon.
Team Murder Machine.
Wipes Forward and First Ska Boss. I don't think we've come up with names for these, have we?
The first wipe.
Kanye West and Ebony Scarface. Didn't they want to be known as Kanye or Ebony Kanye or Kanye?
Ebony
Yeah.
West.
Ebony West. There you go.
Ebony did not agree to that. We're just gonna remind everyone.
Some Poor Mario will be another team that is once again entering, a veteran team of our tournaments. It's Orange Baby and Snow Rise. That's a new one that we haven't seen yet as well. It's Snow Baby, I'm calling them.
I like it. I like it.
Myself and Xanxus, we are entering for the first time. Jay and Mr. Math, Team Too Smooth. Xexus and Sardonic Jester, that's another new team. Do we have a name for them?
It's hard to do Xexus and Xanxus.
Mayor McFilthy, as I have dubbed him from his previous Phantom Dust chat, also known as Gotrix and Bregan 123.
Yep, they just signed up today.
So 9 teams. I'm super stoked. Are there any teams out there that you guys are excited to watch?
Personally, I'm excited to see Xexus and Sardonic Jester because it's Xexus, previous tag team tournament winner, and Jester, someone I just see a lot of potential in. I'm excited to see how they do.
I actually got to play them last night. Or not last night, the night before last night with Xanxus. We did some scrims. I'm not going to give anything up, but they're a team to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Xexus alone is obviously one to watch out for in himself. And then Jester, who's, an up-and-comer who can potentially be very good. They're going to make a good team, I feel.
What about you, Bregan? Any teams that you're super stoked to see?
I think it'll be fun to watch War Machine and Murder when it comes up. I actually watched them streaming some of their matches the other day. It was fun to watch him. War Machine's a player that he's been around for a while, but he's been kind of steadily showing a lot more solid play as the tournaments have gone on, and I feel like he's a player that still has quite a bit of room that he could grow, especially as a defensive player. I feel like his instincts and his positioning are good, and once he gets to be a little bit less abusable, a little bit more defensive, I think he could make a really nasty combo with Murder, who is, in my opinion, possibly the most defensive player in the game right now, other than maybe Ebony.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't. Ebony definitely has that.
I'd say it's between you two. It's different styles of defense too, but both of you are very tough to nail down. So I think, I guess just on the blue side. So using a lot of defenses, I guess you would say both you and Ebony are probably the ones that pack the most on average. There might be other players that are harder to hit though.
I'm excited to watch Jay and Math and Kanye and Ebony, and a lot of people are thinking Kanye and Ebony are just going to run their standard, purples, but they can fight. They can absolutely fight. Murder and I have been playing them against them for a while now, just scrimming back and forth, and when they do decide to fight you, it's quite a battle.
Yeah, I think out of everyone on this list, Kanye and Ebony are probably the team with the best synergy, because they've just been playing together forever now, comparatively to everyone else on the list.
Yeah,
I would have to disagree heavily and say that's definitely going to be choices in Mario, as this is their third tournament. And last tournament, they picked apart Ebony and Savage like no problem. 3-0.
Yeah.
Well, no downing to Savage, but Kanye is not Savage Sim. I promise you that.
Kanye is not Savage, but they don't play all that dissimilar either.
I would
playing Ebony and Kanye. Kanye might be better mechanically than Savage, but style-wise, it's not going to be that different, I don't think.
I normally would agree with you that Choice and Mario are the team with the most energy, but just because I haven't seen them on in about 2 months now, I'm going to have to give it to Kanye and Scarface for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Otherwise, I would agree with you. But, yeah, we can get into that later.
All right. What's our next topic? Players currently not signed up. So there are quite a few. Let me go ahead and scroll over to our free agent list. I know that off the top of my head, we have Doom is probably the big name. I don't know if he's entering, though.
Doom said he would not enter because of the hanging rule, which everyone knew it's not his thing, so he will not be participating.
We have Esper as a free agent at the moment. We have a few other players. Hextech Hero, I know, is looking for a partner.
Who'd you say wasn't participating? Remember?
Doom.
Oh darn! I was hoping.
Yeah, not a fan of the hanging. So, but that's fine. You know, everyone has their own way to play. Um, Hextech Hero, yeah, another free agent who I hope finds a teammate because I haven't played him in a while. And then I played him last week, and it was very surprising. I guess even playing still, I guess, because he was much better than the last time I played with him. So I hope he is able to find a partner.
I do too. There's a couple people out there, man, that have some open slots. I'm looking at the list now. We got Daffy Duck as one of the bigger names that is looking for a teammate.
Yeah. Game God.
Yep, Game God will be looking, I'm sure. Some of the players that entered in the last tournament I haven't seen pop in yet. PDDCM is a huge name that is still browsing for partners.
Yeah.
Shout out to Esper and PD. That would be an interesting team up.
Yeah, and anyone interested in a team with him, once again, contact him via Xbox Live Messenger.
Yes, he does not use Facebook.
All right.
Any other names that I'm missing?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
I think Gunfan could be an option.
Nah, he's done. Last time I talked to him, he was not happy with the game.
Shout out to my boy OG Kuma. Him and I were going to team up this tournament, but unfortunately our schedules are polar opposite, and it would be extremely difficult to schedule our matchups. So, you know, I've been he is my standard day-to-day partner. If y'all are looking for somebody solid and aggressive as hell, he is the one to pick.
You know, it could be an interesting team. OG Kuma and War Dog. Because I know Sandal said he wouldn't play, but War Dog I haven't heard anything from. I think they'd make a very aggressive team. You like getting Fire Gahanas shot at you within the first 10 seconds of the match? There you go.
I was actually considering War Dog if Gotrix didn't say yes.
War Dog playing with Sandal helped him improve his arsenal building and branch out into other things. I hope he decides to participate in this tournament. I'll have to hit him up.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Our next topic we've actually already covered while we did the rules. So is there anything that you guys would like to discuss?
Yeah, let's
I was going to say, we didn't go over all of the teams, so you could go over some of the teams that we haven't already talked about, or if you have extra topics you want to do.
All right, so we can kill some time doing that. Let's just start off the top and talk about SC and Murder, Bregan.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned with them before, I think if War Machine picks up his defensive game, I think they could be a very tough team. They both got good instincts in tag, and their positioning is always really good. Murder has fantastic mechanics too. He's one of the best players to touch the game, and if they get that down together and they keep that synergy, I think that's going to be great. And once they're able to pull that together, Murder brings a lot of that arsenal building to the table as well, and a lot of really good prep. So I think their opponents are going to need to be careful because they're going to be meticulously prepared for you. And if War Machine continues to improve like he has in the past tournaments, I think they could be one of the tougher teams in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how well they do. I've been scrimming with them a little bit. Ebony and I actually teamed up for a good maybe 10 maps against them. And now it is safe to say that Ebony and I have, without a doubt, the worst synergy in this game that is possible for a team to have. We just don't mesh at all. But, that being said, they really impressed me. When Murder told me that he was teaming up with War Machine, I didn't really know if it would be a good fit. But War Machine is adapting very well. And with the type of gameplay or game style that Murder does, most teams would probably single out War Machine. That's difficult to do with Murder on the team because you never know when you're going to get a Stormblade in the back or a Blaster Tiger Strength. It's tough. Good map awareness really helps his team out a lot too. So I hope to see War Machine add a defense or two in his arsenals and start running a really aggressive to fit Murder's support style.
For the next team, I got a question. Is Wipes forward? Is that
Bromeo.
Bromeo. Okay, so that's Bromeo's new tag. His wife's for. So he's with Scott Boss.
Yeah.
Does he talk now, or is this just?
He said he plans on buying a mic, but I played with him yesterday, and he still does not have one.
Okay, well,
But he does plan on getting one for the tournament, he said.
I can see him doing all right. These two, they have very similar play styles, kind of wacky arsenals. Like they'll be hard to prepare for. Like you have no idea what they're going to bring. They don't have like a play style that you can bet on. So I think that'll be one of their biggest strengths. Is they're going to be very wild card in that. So
I
they
can
pick
tell
up
you
some
what to
upsets.
bring. You just bring an Armoros, because Wipes never brings anything to fix his stat. Sorry, had to give you some shit, Bromeo. Too many times I'm on your team and you get Armoros. No, I'm excited to see them play as well. Yeah, they do. He does definitely like running his stats, but at the same time, sometimes it's accuracy, sometimes it's speed. He always attacks in different ways, and I'm excited to see that as well. Scabas I haven't played with in a while, but I do remember him from the last tournament, and he surprises me whenever I do get to play him. It's just been a while. I think they both play. They're both jumpers, right? Or Scabas and
Yes.
Cartwheeler. I can't remember. Both
I
jumpers.
believe they're both jumpers.
Yeah, another double jumper team. We're taking over.
Our next team, I'm Kanye West and Ebony Scarface.
We need to start by saying Kanye West is not actually the Kanye West, just to clear that up. It's not. All right, some people are confused. Sorry. Keep going.
So my brother, as most of you know, Kanye, is teaming up with Ebony Scarface. This to me is the team to beat. I scrim them almost every single day. I've watched both these players just evolve unbelievably. No pun intended with my gamer tag. Kanye has gone from a predictable vacuum slash player to you never know what he's going to bring. You're going to see a lot of Lax and Dragon players out of Kanye. You're going to see a lot of Quantum Decays, and you're going to see a lot of Violent Change. Ebony has been running, his standard Violent Change recall loop, and he's also running Tiger Strength, Flame Sword, Hyperkick Pursuit. And what I think makes this team so deadly is the fact that even though, despite the fact that the dual Cartwheeler, Ebony is one of the most patient players on this game. He will stand in between two players waiting to Angel's Wing or Vacuum Wall your stuff, and he won't budge. It's difficult to fake him out. He's excellent at pickups. He will run you clear across map and then forfeit his own health just to go make a pickup by jumping off. The map awareness is very good. The only thing that I think is going to be difficult for these players to advance to finals would be their patience with one another. I know one of these players, I'm not going to say who, is very hot-headed, and the other is very slow and methodical with his arsenals. So depending on what opponents do, double teaming, targeting one player, it might break this team down. It might not. A lot of things can happen with this team, and I'm excited to watch their matches.
Yeah, I do agree with you. They're probably out of the list the team to beat. They do have a lot of synergy, but as everyone knows, they are probably together the slowest setup players in the game. And they do very well in scrims because everyone is just kind of doing their own thing while they have these coordinated arsenals. I'm very curious to see how it fares when the other team also has coordinated arsenals. Still, in my opinion, the team to beat. But I'm just curious how other teams' prep is going to fare since usually they play against unprepped teams. It's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, once again, Ebony is very, very patient. The most patient player in the game, bar none. It's frustrating sometimes. He'll just stand. Like he's got to do a pickup. He'll just stand and wait for you to move, like for 3 minutes, and I'll draw the line. I'll have to move. Then he'll do the pickup. I just can't do it.
Bregan, any thoughts?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Any thoughts?
On Ebony and Kanye?
Yeah.
I'd say similar to last time. Like I feel like it's an upgraded version of Savage and Ebony. And I feel like in this tournament, where we've kind of spread the talent out, they'll have a better chance, and they are an upgraded version of that team last tournament. I still wouldn't peg them as my favorite, but I think they do have a shot.
All right. Next team, Poor Choices and Kamikaze Mario.
I mean, Murder's mentioned
Bregan?
they haven't been on in a while, but I think, out of the teams in this tournament that I'm watching, that pre-existing synergy, they've had like 2 top 4, top 5 finishes in the last 2 tournaments. If they start playing again and they put in some time, like, I feel like this is the team that has one of the best shots at winning. Because I think, any of your teams that have one of those S tier players, they're always going to be tough to watch because you got to see like how they do with these new partners. But that's a team with 2 A tier players that have played together for a long time, and I think those 2 players together with that existing synergy could be really tough for some teams to come over. We saw them almost take down Guinan and Xanxus in the last tournament. They only lost 2-3.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are probably next on the list for me for teams to watch out, assuming they get back on and put some practice in. Otherwise, I don't see it happening.
Nice. I don't play with this team enough. I make the joke all the time, Poor Choices hates me because he never plays with me. But Poor Choices, I know you hate me because you never play with me.
It's not a joke. Sorry.
I don't play with this team enough to comment on only the few interactions I've had, which, haven't been great. Gotrix and I played him last tournament, and I don't really remember much except for the beating we took on Sign. I mean, they're I know based on what I've seen out of them and their reputation and their synergy and time spent together, they're going to be a team to watch out for, guys. All right, next one. Go ahead.
No, nothing. I was just going to move on to the next team.
Orange Baby and Snow Rise. Who can... well, I mean, I guess this is just, for me, this is just another... how hard can Orange Baby screw over Snow Rise?
I actually played against Snow Rise in the 1v1 tournament. I remember, because I never heard of him before, being like, okay, no big deal, whatever, I'm just going to flame sword him down. And in the beginning of the match, he hung a memory lapse on me. And I was like, oh, I was not expecting that. Just ruined my day.
I've actually only played with Snow Rise one time. It was the very first tournament he was in, the 1v1, and it was the only time, I believe, in any of the tournaments where someone has been beaten by and did not give a single point of damage to their opponent. Snow Rise, from day one, or from the first interaction, I played him. I didn't take a point loss. I got to play him a few months later, and it was the last tag tournament that he was in. And his improvement was insane. I think he was playing with Painted Lemon, or no, it was Comrade Tutu.
Yeah.
And the level of improvement was unbelievable. How much he had advanced. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table with Orange, because Orange is no slouch by any means. I mean, I understand, he plays for him. Doesn't matter what you got. If you're running vibration, he has a quantum decay. Adapt.
Yeah. Yeah, Orange is a very solid mechanical player. It's his arsenals that need some work and his teamwork. So I'm excited to see what they do together. I hope they do some prep, because I think the Snow Rise doesn't mind getting a little janky. I think they can do some good in the tournament if they do the prep work for it. That's for sure.
Orange Baby bringing the 1v1 to the tag team tournament. By
Yes.
1v1, I mean 1v1 versus his partner.
Change our mind.
He's a good player. The couple times I've played with him on my team, I just know that I have to run stuff that's adaptable, and so I'll run that. And he's a fairly good partner as long as you don't happen to have the wrong thing, which hopefully for the tournament matches, he's at least coordinating and going to tell you what he's going to run the next round. So as long as you don't have the mismatch with what he's running, it tends to work out pretty well. He's fairly solid when it comes to that, and he's got good instincts for making pickups and, putting on pressure, which I think is a big thing in tag that I think a lot of players lack, is the ability to apply correct pressure.
Nice. All right, this next one is me, so I'm going to let you two take it.
Go for it, Murder.
Yeah, so Xanxus and Evolution. I haven't played you guys recently. That's funny, since you guys decided to be on a team again. But before, I did get to play with you guys a lot. And when you guys were going to do the last tournament together, it ended up not happening. And I was quite impressed by how well you guys played together. At first, I wasn't really feeling it, but when you guys got to play each other more and more, the synergy started forming, and it got pretty nasty, very deadly. Xanxus, definitely, one of the best players in game. In my opinion, the best player in the game. And Evolution, he's all right, but he'll get carried by Xanxus, so it's all good. No, and then
Loving the shade.
Xanxus' arsenal building is spot on, and Evolution's arsenal building is too. And I think combined, they're just gonna make a really good team. I haven't got to play you guys recently. I know you said you were trying to change some stuff around, but I don't think anything's gonna change once you get back on track. The synergy will be
I'm
there.
in a funk right now. But him and I have played some games together. Just as a heads up, we did play Xexus and Sardonic, and we have played Kanye and Ebony.
Yeah. I said I didn't get to play with you recently.
We do have a positive win record against both. But I'm not up to par. I don't know what's going on with me right now.
Yeah. I feel Xanxus is one. This isn't to take anything from you at all, Evolution, but Xanxus is one of those when I play against him, it just feels like I can't beat him. It's frustrating, and I never know what to do because his cartwheeling is frustrating. It's annoying. Cartwheeler's breaking the game. I can just never hit him. Doesn't make any sense. And the way he can, fake you out at a moment's notice is just impressive. You got anything to add there, Bregan?
Xanxus is a very tough opponent. Played him in the finals of the last tournament. He put up a really good fight there. And, cartwheelers in general can just be really frustrating to play against, and he utilizes that to the maximum. He's a very solid player with, he doesn't usually get too fancy. Maybe Evolution will introduce some of that into their play style, but he's got the basics down, and his arsenals are fairly solid now. We've seen those evolve over time, no pun intended. Because the first tournament we saw, the first tag tournament, even though they finished second, dear goodness, some of the stuff they ran in that tournament was just horrible arsenal building. They came a long way in that. I think some of the players they played with since have helped them build better decks.
I agree with you there.
And I think Evolution will continue to reinforce that for him. So Evolution does cover some of the weaknesses Xanxus has in that respect.
Yeah.
Next team. Who we got? Sorry about that. Jay. Oh, Team 2 Smooth, man. This is the team I'm most excited to watch. I don't know why. I love watching Math plays. The stuff he does is, to me, even though there's no comedical purpose, it's just funny how he does it. Like Refinery, just shatter pop, teleporting around, man. That stuff cracks me up when I watch him play.
I think these two are going to make a very good team just because they have very similar play styles. They both can be very aggressive. Jay, as you guys notice, is the more aggressive one when I was playing with them. And Math has always just been an aggressive player. So together, I think they're going to be able to really just bum rush people and take them out before they're able to set up. I don't see them doing much prep work. In terms of crazy stuff, I think they're just going to be boiled down to the basics, going in, and as Math says, punching people in the face. And I think it's going to work for them.
I wasn't muted during the part where I was talking about Xanxus and Evolution, right?
No, we picked you up.
I wasn't sure because I saw my mute button was on after. For Jay and Math, they're both pretty solid players. I kind of worry that they're very similar players, and we saw that as a difficulty when Math played with Guinan, actually, in not this past tournament, 2 tournaments ago, because Math didn't participate in the most recent one, is that he just likes to be in the mix, and if you're also a player that's in the mix, there tends to be, they never got that synergy down 100%. Math hits people, if you're in the mix too, he will hit you and take his own partner down almost as often as the opponent. And so I worry about that. I hope that they can find a system that works, but I think one of them's going to have to play a different play style for it to truly mesh if they want to have a chance of not just a solid placement, but having a shot at winning it.
Right. Matt is also one of those cartwheelers you gotta watch out for. He is so hard to hit when it comes to pickups.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to downplay them. Both of them are, solid mechanical players. I just feel like style-wise, they're going to have to, somebody has to adapt if they want to have a real shot.
I agree. So our final team that we have registered so far, still a week of signups, guys. Don't forget, that's key. Still 1 week. Gotrix, Mayor McFilthy.
Wait, you missed one.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm so sorry. Zexus and Sardonic Jester. Excuse me. I don't know how I skimmed over that name. So I played them the other day. Now, it's worth noting that Xanxus and Zexus were playing in the same room. They were hanging out that day. And Xanxus had a headset on, but Zexus did not. So Xanxus couldn't communicate with me without Zex here, but I could communicate with him. Sardonic and Zex couldn't really communicate at all. We got to play them, I think, 3 matches on Palace, which means it was a 1-1 tiebreaker, 2 on Highway, and I want to say 2 on Pano, and 1 on City, I believe, before we had to end the session, and Zex and Sardonic went their own separate ways so they could communicate. In this amount of time that I got to play them, Sardonic played as a jumper. Now, I believe that he is a standard cartwheeler, if I'm not mistaken. So he is a jumper.
Yes.
Okay. I thought he was a cartwheeler for some reason.
He reminds me a lot of Shadow Shield. He's pretty squirrely. He's one of the tougher jumpers to hit. Like, you expect that out of players like Murder, for example. You don't usually expect it when you see, anybody else. But he can be pretty tough. He's very squirrely. His ability to dodge is above the average jumper that you'll see in this tournament.
I agree. We started off by splitting opponents. Zane was taking on Zex. I was usually fighting Sardonic. And it was super close matches. I mean, down to the wire. Wasn't really looking for us. And we started targeting, double teaming Zex over and over. And that seemed to improve our game a little bit. Take note, Sardonic.
I cannot hear you over that.
Murder. So that was our game plan. We started working better in our favor, but their teamwork is already, very good. They're Sardonic and Zex already knows when to move it. But, when we were double teaming Zex, Sardonic was moving where he needed to move, when he needed to move. He was throwing attacks when he needed to throw them. And they were having some coordinated hits as well. So I'm excited to see this team play some more games, and I'm hoping that they can be Zan and my scrim partners. I'm hoping. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm excited to see them play together. I think they're going to mesh well, and also, Zex is previous tag team tournament winner, and Sardonic Jester, just someone I think has a lot of potential. I think they're going to go far.
I think they're going to be a good pair. If they get in some game time, which looks like they are putting in the effort, I think this might be honestly my favorite team to win, because you've got a former tournament winner. Zexus, when it comes down to playing against Xanxus, he destroyed him in the 1v1. It doesn't mean too much when it comes to tag, but when in the head-to-head matchup, Zexus took down Xanxus pretty damn cleanly. And Sardonic Jester is a pretty underrated jumper. He did well with Algol Mantis in the last tournament. I feel like they just didn't quite catch the mark on getting the synergy down. But Sardonic is a very defensive player. You're not going to be able to... a lot of these teams, you're looking at them, you think, all right, you see the Xanxus or the Zexus or the Bregan or the Murder, and you want to abuse their partner. Well, I'll tell you the one out of every one of those that they've partnered up with, the one I think is going to be least abusable is Sardonic. Out of all of the S-tier players that have entered this tournament with these, new partners, I think he's going to be the toughest nut to crack. You're not going to be able to just punish him the same way you might be able to punish some of the others. And I think that if they develop some real synergy, that's my team to beat.
Awesome. So our last team, again, Gotrix and Bregan 1, 2, 3. Murder, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so
Hello. Did we lose Murder?
I don't know. We just got like, yeah, sir, and then he just like kind of cut off.
Okay. Murder. You there, buddy? All right, so I'll be leading this one out. So, Gotrix being a former tag tournament partner with myself, and Bregan, him and I have a lot of history of working together on things and playing against one another and back and forth. This team is going to be deadly. They already have the Murder disconnected. They already have the past experience. They've tag teamed in what, 2 other tournaments, Bregan? Pre-release?
Sorry, what was the question?
Was it 2 tournaments you have already teamed up with Gotrix in the past with?
We played in like 2 or 3 back in the day. I can't say how many. I know we won one.
Okay. Right. So I mean, this team's there. They've already got the past history and the synergy. They just, Gotrix needs to get back to where he was. No downing whatsoever to my former teammate. I love the guy. He's freaking amazing. But I'm sure he would agree. He is not where he used to be, and I want to see him get there. I love this team. When I saw them when I saw that they were going to sign up together, I was super excited. There's always some awesome gameplay and funny antics, and it's just going to be a great time. Try and see if we can get Murder back in here.
Yeah. He had to disconnect right before he got to the point where he sits there and talks about how awesome I am.
Well, I think I can kind of ad-lib for what Murder was going to say. It was going to be, Bregan sucks, and Gotrix sucks, and they suck. Something like that. No? No?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways. I don't know if we're going to be getting Murder back in, so let's go ahead and finish this off.
Do you know what other
Bregan?
topics he had?
Yes. Well, that was the end of the topics, but I was going to add one. We used to do a dark horse and favorite to win.
All right. My favorite to win is Zexus and Sardonic. My dark horse is Murder and War Machine.
All right. My favorite to win is going to be Kanye and Ebony. And my dark horse will be Jay and Math.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anything you'd like to add?
I mean, I could definitely add in, while he's not here to defend himself, Murder sucks so bad. And that's why he's only a dark horse. In fact, I take it back, he's not a dark horse. He's a suck horse.
Murder is definitely terrible. I play with him all the time, and I really don't see him standing a chance.
Let me try. Let's restart the call, because he's there.
Hold on, I'm adding him back.
Okay.
I gotta find his name, but oh, there we go. Oh, he's back. Hey, Murder.
Hey, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Everything just.
Well, no, I let you put in your 2 cents. So we were just doing my team and then Dark Horse.
No, we need to. Yeah, we need to hear his 2 cents on Gotrix and Bregan.
Team Scrub. No.
That's basically what I said. You say, you salty bitch.
Yes, the salt is real. I hope you lose every match. No, yeah, Bregan, obviously, the one, in my opinion, the best jumper in the game. So, as he's proven in the previous tournament, Filthy plays as a jumper too, right?
Gotrix, yeah, he's a jumper.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, another double jumper team. We're gonna win this, guys, for all the jumpers out there. But yeah, Bregan, like I said, the best jumper in the game. Very aggressive, very fast starts. I don't really remember too much about Goat's. I haven't played with Goat in so long. I remember seeing a few of his matches with Evolution, and I had some questionable moments with them. I'm curious if Goat's going to be putting in the time to prep now that he has a real partner. Oh, shade thrown again. Okay, sorry. No more shade. But if Gotrix does put in the time, he's definitely this is a team to look out for. In the first tournament, I remember seeing his games with Silent, and I was very impressed. The first time I saw one of his GOAT's matches, I was so impressed by his inability to maneuver around the map and not get hit. And he's the one who actually watching him play.
Maneuver around the map and not get hit.
That's it. His ability to maneuver around the match.
His ability to suck is what he's saying.
I just made it sound good. No, watching him play made me realize, you know what? I don't need to wait to see a move to block it. I don't know why. Watching him play is what made that click in my head. So yeah, watching my matchups with Silent I was very impressed by his gameplay, but not so much when he was playing with Evolution. I think it's just because he was a little bit out of the game at that point.
So you learned about blocking moves without looking from watching GOAT, and then somehow by the next tournament playing with Evolution, he couldn't even block bullet of fires that he was staring at.
Yeah, I don't know what happened between that.
Evo, what did you do?
I am not going to say anything. I love the guy. Gotrix, you're awesome. Just all I recommend one thing. If you're on Refinery and you tell Gotrix, I need to go to my base, I don't have an attack, and he says to you, that's okay, my hand is set, pay attention, because he will try to sneak off to his base to die.
That was a little shade. Don't worry, Bregan will beat you guys down later.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Gotrix puts in the time, he's a very solid player. So I'm excited to see which direction your team goes.
Yeah, and then the topic that we discussed afterwards was dark horse and favorite. I said my dark horse was you and War Machine, and my favorite was Nexus and Sardonic. And Evolution said his favorite was Jay and Math. Or no, his favorite was Ebony and Kanye with dark horse, Jay and Math. So what are those for you, Murder?
I would agree with Evolution's point. With Evolution spot on, but just in the interest to keep things interesting. Let's see. Favorite, let's just say choices of Mario, kamikaze choices. Start picking up the sticks again and putting some time in. I'm gonna say they're my favorite to win for sure. If they get that time in, they have the most synergy. They know what to expect from each other. They're the only returning team, actually, are they? Yeah, they are. Dark Horse. Dark Horse, huh? I'm gonna give it to Wipes and Skabos. I don't think I don't think they're gonna take the tournament. I do think people are gonna be very surprised how far they get in the tournament. Bromeo plays a lot, and Skabos actually plays pretty often too. He just not whenever I'm on, apparently. But yeah, they definitely put in the time, so I can see them getting far in the tournament.
Yeah, well, I think that was all that me and Evolution had topic-wise. I think you might have had one or two extras, Murder. Did you have any others you wanted to do?
Nah, you guys got them. Keeping it short, simple.
Bam.
All right. Well, my time is running out, and as I'm the one recording, and I'm not the host, but I'm gonna go ahead and have to bring it to a wrap because I got to get running.
Understood.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
Final notes.
I have to do it myself for once.
Final notes, guys. You have 1 week. We will be closing. Let me check my calendar just to 100% verify. We will be closing the signups on December 2nd at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So you have 1 week, guys.
And that Monday, I will do a live drawing to see the first round of Swiss. So.
Yes, we are excited. We have 9 teams right now. We want to hit 16 to continue the Swiss rounds. If we do not hit 16, do we have plans for a backup number to still do Swiss, or are we aiming for 16?
I mean, you can do Swiss without 16.
But then you have to lower the...
I sent Murder the old rules for it. I think you only needed to hit 12, or maybe it was 10 for it to be a 4-round.
Okay. Well, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'll go over that with you.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I don't have it anymore because I just sent it to you. So hopefully you saved it. But if you have those rules there from the old Swiss, you should be able to get it set up right.
Yeah, I got it.
Plan for Swiss rounds, guys. We are likely going to be getting those. I'll be putting in the effort this week to bring players together and see what we can do. Right. But if we cannot, it will be double elimination. Thanks for coming out and listening to us, guys, and
have a good night.
My suggestion would be to do it kind of like the last one. Anybody who doesn't have a partner lined up by the end, like on that last day, if you're willing, maybe we'll see if anybody wants to do another autofill. Because last time we had Ska Boss and War Machine end up together, and they ended up with like a 6th place finish. So don't shy away from it. Participate.
You're welcome, by the way. I do believe I'm the one who made that team.
Yep. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.
All right.